Concern for our reporters, too, except for Josina Anderson, who is indoors at the Vikings game. We'll get to her in a minute. We've got Jeff Darlington and Dan Graziano at the Steelers game. Dan, we'll start with you. What's the latest from Pittsburgh?
Yes, Sam, it is cold, but it's all the way up to 11 degrees already. We've hit double digits, and it should get up to a balmy 16 or so by game time. Why should our viewers care how cold it is here? Because that will determine a lot about Antonio Brown and that calf muscle. He's expected to work out on the field here before the game, test that still injured calf muscle, which held up well in practice this week, but those were warm indoor practices. Still some lingering concern about how it'll handle the cold weather, so we'll have more information on that throughout the show. Jeff Darlington, what do you got on the Jaguars?
Well, Dan, I got Doug Marrone's 3 keys to his game that he gave to his players this week. Number 1, be tougher than the Steelers. Win the toughness battle. This is going to be a nasty game. He wants his guys to be nastier. Number 2, scratch and claw in the 4th quarter. This game, no matter the situation, no matter the score, Marrone believes will come down to the 4th quarter. They've got to win that quarter. And finally, win the turnover battle. This is where things get interesting because they want Blake Bortles to open up the passing game. If he can keep from throwing interceptions, the Jaguars have a good chance. Hey, Josina, what do you got in Minnesota?
Yeah, Jeff. Well, a Vikings defensive coach said to me this week, Josina, let me be honest with you. Everyone's talking about how different the Saints offense is since we faced them in the season opener. But he said, actually, it's really no different from the first game. That's because Adrian Peterson only had 9 offensive snaps, whereas Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram each had 30 snaps each, which is close to their average now. But I said to the coach, the Ingram and Kamara show is producing more now, to which he laughed and said, yes, Joe, because we stopped them. As for Alvin Kamara's response, he said, Joe, my role has expanded since then, particularly in the passing game. Even though he had just 20 receiving yards week 1, he's had big games in the air since then, including 100+ against the Rams and week 11. That's why Alvin Kamara said, we're coming into this game with a little bit more swag. Adam, back to you.